The PlayStation 5 showcase is a mess. The pre-order fiasco that happened from that, how Sony was like, well, we're going to make sure we let you know when you can pre-order the system. And then like every retailer in the world went ahead and released pre-orders like an hour, sometimes even 5 minutes after the showcase was over. So I understand people are a little upset about that. And I think that it's fair to be upset about that, especially when you consider that people are using those purchase bots to go and snag them all up, and now you're going to see a surplus of overpriced PlayStation 5s because they want to make money from Christmas. But what can you do? That's the free market. Hopefully some of you got one. If not, most of the games are going to go to other platforms other than Demon's Souls, from what I hear. Though it does seem like Sony's walking some of that back. Now, the Final Fantasy XVI trailer had a emulated on PC for the PlayStation 5 experience, which I thought was kind of some garbage. You should be showing me PlayStation 5 footage only. Though I'm sure this game is far from complete. Remember how long it took them to make the last one? Jeez. It took them like 10 years to make that game. And it wasn't even really that good. It's very mediocre. I'm hoping this one's better. We'll see what happens. But anyway, it appears that they've scrubbed coming to PC from the trailer now. So that's interesting. Is this going to only be on PlayStation? I don't think so. I think it's going to come to PC after like a year or so. We'll see what happens. But that's not the real story here. The real story is the salt that the game has created. So the trailer for this game was about 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Though apparently it didn't have enough women. Final Fantasy XVI needs women. Yesterday's PlayStation 5 live showcase revealed a 4-minute trailer for Final Fantasy XVI that showed everything fans could want, except women.
What a story, Mark.
So because a 4-minute reveal trailer didn't have any ladies in it, even though it did, it had Shiva. I guess that doesn't count, though. We now have a whole article trashing the game. A 4-minute trailer. You know there's going to be women in the game. There's always women in a Final Fantasy game. In fact, Final Fantasy XIII had a lead that was a female. The game actually has a good track record of inclusion and having females in the game. I don't understand why this article exists. Oh, wait. It's because they just sit around and look for reasons to get upset. That's all it is. So imagine sitting there watching that trailer. And this is what this person was doing. They're sitting, okay, I'm liking this, but where's the women? Where? Like, oh God! Writing this article out. Oh, God. I can't believe 4 minutes they didn't show one woman. Like, they're sitting there all mad, banging on the keyboard because for 4 minutes they didn't reveal one female character. There's probably a reason for that, writer of this article. It's probably because there's not much of the game made yet. So they really don't have much to show you. They're showing you polish. I think it said it's coming out next year. That's a lie. This movie's going to come out in like 2020. This game's going to come out in like 2025. Who's Square trying to kid? Who are you trying to lie to, Square? This game's probably like 10% made, coming out 2021. But like, they show a 4-minute trailer, and because they didn't show any female characters, we got to write a whole article complaining and whining. Even the headline's funny. Revealed a 4-minute trailer, but it didn't have any women in it. Look at this article, by the way, too. Look how long it is. Full of all kinds of nonsense. All because the trailer is a 4-minute trailer. Didn't have a female character in it. Oh my God. These people are insane. Listen to this. It's finally happened after what feels like eons of anticipation. The next mainline game in the Final Fantasy franchise has been announced to much fanfare. Yesterday's PS5 live showcase revealed a 4-minute trailer for Final Fantasy XVI, and it's just got about everything you'd expect from an announcement for a next-gen FF title. Stunning graphics, incredible redesigns of series staples, exciting sneak peeks into the battle system, and a bland-looking protagonist that will inevitably be fleshed out into another beloved main character. However, there was one thing it didn't include. Women.
How dare you?
So, the article then goes on to say, oh, well, they have a good track record. Hey, they have games that have plenty of women. It's very welcome. Then they say, well, those women weren't designed to how I like them. This is kind of a trend, to be honest. If you remember, we went through this before with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Kotaku comes out and says, some fans are upset with Barrett in Final Fantasy VII Remake. He's too stereotypical. And then you look into it a little bit more and you find out that most of the people that are upset about it are people from Reset Era. Remember, Reset Era, despite how crazy they are, have a lot of power in the gaming industry. Now, they can't really touch Japan, and that's a safe thing. That's a good thing, right? Japan is safe from Reset Era because they really don't have any power over development of Japanese games. Though they try, they continuously try, and they won't stop until they eventually do have some reach over there. And I think, like all good things, it's only a matter of time until they get that. You're already seeing it over on Twitter, people pushing it. Please, Square Enix, some diversity would be nice. Please make some diversity in the old Final Fantasy XVI. Makes a big old long thread. And people bring up that, in the online Final Fantasy game, it had a character creator. That's not good enough. It's never good enough. A lot of people forget that Final Fantasy is made by a Japanese studio. They make games for Japanese players first. Okay? And I don't know if you're aware of this, but in Japan, I don't know the actual numbers, but I'm going to guess 95% of everybody that lives in Japan is Japanese. And that's why all of the characters look a certain way. It's because they make games there for Japan first. And then they bring them over here, and it's actually traditionally worked for them, so why would they change it? They make the games for the Japanese audience first, and then they ship them worldwide, and it appeals to everybody. Why would they change the way things work? I mean, this is why just about all games in Japan have the characters they have in it. And also, there's actually been a lot of diversity in the Final Fantasy games. I'd like to point that out. Quite a few characters of color have been in the games, especially recently. So they have added some, but problem is, they want them to bend the knee fully to the American market. Well, let me rephrase that. Not the American market. The NPC Twitter Puritan market is what they want. They want them to bend the knee to them, which is about 30 to 50,000 people. And they don't really pay for anything. They'll want these changes to the game, and then they'll just go pirate the game. They won't actually pay for it because all of them are broke. As they sit online all day and tweet about how everything offends them and how they're upset. Since they don't really support anything that they say that they want done. Otherwise, all of these games that try to bend the knee to them would be smashing successes, but they never go out and support it. It's kind of the funny thing. Dude, it's 2020, stop complaining. Then we got somebody who puts these characters in here. So, there's plenty of diversity in Final Fantasy. There's quite a bit, actually. But it's never enough. It's never enough, and it never will be enough to make them happy. You got to give the Japanese studio a little bit of credit for doing it. Like, they're doing it to try to, to make a little bit of diversity, and I think diversity is fine. I don't see a problem. The problem is that's not really what they want, right? We all know what they really want in the games. They don't really care about anything. If you even do it, like what yesterday I had that article, and Call of Duty tried to do it by making a classified option for when you pick if you want a male or female, and that wasn't good enough. They said, oh, well, it's just checking a box. Well, what do you want them to do at this point? They tried to make you happy, and it's just never enough. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm sure there'll be more. I always find this stuff funny. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Also, if you would, please share the video. That really helps out a lot. And hit that notification bell. That also helps you get informed when videos come out, because YouTube is just not telling anybody anymore. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.